Your car can be more than transportation. It can be your power source when everything else shuts down. Today, we're breaking down the best power inverter for car use, what wattage really means, and which features keep your devices safe. Welcome back. Check the links below to choose the right inverter with confidence. Your car already makes power. You just can't use it. That's the quiet frustration every road traveler feels the first time a laptop dies miles from the nearest outlet. The Bestech Power Inverter DC 12 volt to AC 110 volt, 300 watts, exists to fix that exact moment. Before buying a power inverter, most people hit the same wall. Phone chargers are slow, laptops won't plug in, cheap adapters overheat or shut off mid-use, and suddenly, a road trip turns inconvenient fast. Bestech approaches the problem with balance, not overkill. The 300-watt output is intentional, strong enough for laptops, cameras, tablets, small appliances, sensible enough to stay stable and safe in daily driving. Plug it into your cigarette lighter, and you instantly unlock a standard AC outlet plus dual USB ports pushing 4.8 amp combined for fast charging. In real use, the aluminum housing makes a difference. It stays cooler. It feels solid. It doesn't scream plastic accessory. This matters when you're using it for hours on long drives. Whether you're editing photos in a parked car, powering a laptop between meetings, or keeping multiple phones alive during family travel, it behaves like a dependable tool, not a gamble. As part of the conversation around the best power inverter for car use, Bestech fits a very specific role. It's ideal for everyday electronics and road trips, not heavy-duty tools. And that honesty is refreshing. Upsides show up quickly. Compact size, quiet operation, reliable charging speeds, built-in safety protections against overload, overheating, and short circuits. There are limits. 300 watts won't run high-watt appliances. The cord length is average, not generous. And it's designed for use while the car is running, not overnight camping setups. Compared to bulkier 1,000-watt inverters, Bestech wins on portability and efficiency. Those bigger units promise more power, but demand space, wiring, and patience. This one just works. Plug in, power up, move on. Who should buy it? Remote workers on the road, students commuting long distances, families juggling devices. Anyone who wants usable power without turning their car into a project. Electricity shouldn't disappear the moment you leave home. With the right inverter, the road stops being a limitation and starts feeling a lot more connected. Your car already has power. You're just not allowed to use most of it. That realization hits hard the first time your laptop dies mid-road trip or your camera batteries blink red miles away from the nearest outlet. That's the gap. The Bestech Power Inverter DC 12 volt to AC 110 volt 300 watts is built to fill. Let's start with the real frustration. Modern travel depends on devices, phones, laptops, drones, small appliances. Yet most cars only offer a weak USB port or a cigarette lighter that barely keeps a phone alive. This inverter changes that dynamic instantly. Plug it in, and your vehicle becomes a mobile power hub. The 300-watt AC outlet handles laptops, tablets, and small electronics with ease. At the same time, the dual USB ports deliver a combined 4.8 amps of fast charging. No fighting over ports, no slow trickle. What stands out quickly is stability. Power delivery feels steady. No random cutoffs, no overheating scares. The aluminum housing isn't just for looks. It dissipates heat efficiently, which matters on long drives or summer trips. Toss it into your center console and it feels solid, not like a plastic accessory destined to crack. In conversations around the best power inverter for car setups, this model earns attention by balancing portability and capability. Larger inverters offer more wattage, but they're bulky and overkill for most drivers. Smaller ones feel limiting. This sits comfortably in the middle. Who should buy it? Road trip enthusiasts, remote workers who live between cities, parents charging multiple devices, anyone who hates being dependent on wall outlets. Upsides are clear: compact size, reliable output, fast USB charging, quiet operation. There are limits to respect. It won't run high-wattage appliances like coffee makers or heaters. The cooling fan activates under load, which some may notice in quiet cabins. And like all inverters, it demands mindful power management. Compared to cheaper plastic inverters, Bestec feels more refined and durable. Compared to higher watt units, it's easier to live with daily and far more practical for typical travel needs. This isn't about turning your car into a generator. It's about removing unnecessary limits. When power is available exactly when you need it, the road feels less restrictive and a lot more freeing. Your car battery can power more than you think, and most people never tap into it. That wasted potential becomes painfully obvious the first time your laptop dies mid-road trip or your fridge shuts off at camp. That's the gap the Renogy Inverter PUH3000W Pure Sine Wave Power Inverter steps into. Before choosing any inverter, people hit the same wall. Cheap units hum loudly. Sensitive electronics act weird. Power cuts out right when you need it most. Renogy approaches the problem like an engineer, not a marketer. At its core, this is a 12-volt DC to 120-volt AC converter built for serious demand. The pure sine wave output means clean, stable electricity, the kind where appliances, tools, and devices actually want. No buzzing fans, no flickering screens. Just smooth power delivery, even under load. The built-in UPS transfer switch changes everything. When shore power drops, the inverter steps in almost instantly. That moment, when lights stay on instead of going dark, brings real relief, especially in RVs or mobile work setups. Then there's scale. 3,000 watts continuous power, 6,000 watts surge capacity. Enough muscle to run microwaves, power tools, or multiple devices at once. Bluetooth monitoring adds another layer of control. From your phone, you can check voltage, output, and system status without crawling into tight spaces. It's the kind of detail that separates hobby gear from dependable equipment. In conversations around the best power inverter for car setups, this unit stands out for drivers who demand more than phone charging. It's built for trucks, RVs, off-grid builds, and extended travel, places where power reliability isn't optional. Upsides come fast. Rock-solid performance, clean sine wave output, remote monitoring, seamless backup switching. Downsides matter too. It's not lightweight. Installation requires planning and proper cabling, and the price reflects its capability. Compared to smaller modified sine inverters, Renogy delivers cleaner energy and far better compatibility. Those budget models work for basics, but struggle under real loads. Who should buy this? RV owners, mobile professionals, campers running serious gear, drivers building a true vehicle-based power system. Power freedom changes how you travel, work, and prepare. And once you've had reliable electricity wherever your wheels stop, going back feels impossible. Your car can hold more power than most people realize, and most drivers never tap into it until they're stranded, off-grid, or suddenly dependent on their vehicle for electricity. That moment changes how you look at power forever. The Wagon EL3746 12-volt 8,000-watt power inverter is built for those moments. Before buying a serious inverter, people face a real dilemma. Small units can't handle appliances. Cheap ones trip, overheat, or shut down. And oversized systems feel intimidating and complicated. This inverter bridges that gap with authority. With 8,000 watts of continuous output and a massive 16,000-watt surge peak, it's designed for real loads. Power tools, refrigerators, microwaves, RV systems, even off-grid setups that demand stability, not guesswork. What makes it practical is control. The remote panel lets you manage power without crawling into tight spaces. Status lights keep you informed. The ProLine build feels industrial, not fragile. In real-world use, this fits naturally into conversations around the best power inverter for car setups, especially for trucks, vans, RVs, and mobile work rigs. It turns a vehicle into a mobile power station without relying on noisy generators or fuel refills. Upsides stand out quickly. Serious output capacity, reliable surge handling for startup-heavy devices. Solid construction meant for long run times, ideal for van life, camping, emergency backup, or job sites. But honesty matters. This isn't plug-and-play for beginners. Proper wiring is critical. Battery capacity must match demand, and it's physically large, so planning installation space is necessary. Compared to smaller inverters, this one doesn't pretend to be portable. It commits to performance. Compared to gas generators, it's quieter, cleaner, and instantly available, though limited by battery reserves instead of fuel tanks. Who should buy it? RV owners, van lifers, mobile contractors, off-grid enthusiasts, anyone who needs dependable AC power from a vehicle without compromises. This inverter doesn't exist for convenience alone. It exists for independence. And once you experience real power on your own terms, going back feels impossible. Most people don't realize how powerless a vehicle feels the moment the grid goes dark. Phones die, tools stop, food spoils, and suddenly, mobility alone isn't enough. You need electricity on demand. That's where the NovaPulse 6,000-watt pure sine wave power inverter steps in with serious intent. Before buying a power inverter, drivers face a confusing gap. Small inverters promise convenience, but fail under load. High-watt models look powerful, yet deliver unstable output that damages electronics. And when emergencies hit, storms, blackouts, roadside breakdowns, those weaknesses surface fast. NovaPulse tackles that problem head-on. Its pure sine wave output delivers clean, utility-grade power. That matters when you're running sensitive devices like laptops, medical equipment, or modern appliances. No buzzing, no overheating, just steady current you can trust. The 24-volt DC to 110-volt, 120-volt AC conversion is built for trucks, RVs, and heavy-duty setups. This isn't a casual cigarette lighter accessory. It's designed for serious use. The LCD display gives real-time insight into voltage, load, and system status, while the 16-foot remote control lets you manage power without crawling into storage compartments. In real-world scenarios, this feels like reclaiming control. During hurricanes, on long hauls, at off-grid campsites, or even as a home backup when outages stretch longer than expected. For anyone researching the best power inverter for car setups that go beyond charging phones, this model sits in a different category. It's built to run power tools, microwaves, refrigerators, and multiple devices simultaneously. Upsides are strong: high watt capacity, clean sine wave output, clear monitoring, solid build quality. Downsides deserve honesty. Installation requires proper wiring knowledge. It's not lightweight, and it's overkill for small sedans or casual users. Compared to compact 1,000 to 2,000 watt inverters, NovaPulse trades portability for capability. Where smaller units struggle under stress, this one stays composed. Who should buy it? Truck owners, RV travelers, emergency-prepared households, professionals who can't afford power interruptions. This inverter doesn't just supply electricity. It restores normalcy when everything else shuts down. And in moments when power defines comfort, safety, and progress, that difference is everything.